Okay, let's have anybody for public comment? I don't hear anyone. Let's have an approval of the minutes.
Make a motion to accept the minutes.
Seconded.
Right. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, do you have, Bill, do you have a thing on the treasurer's report?
I do, yes. I took the liberty of inquiring, so I do have something.
Thanks.
So I'll read it off. So this is the income and expenditure report. Balance as of February 28th, 2022 was $26,408.58. There were two expenditures, both with Silvermine Press, one for Tide calendars, the other for Shellfish permits. The Tide calendars were for $533. The Shellfish permits were $470, total of $1,003, with leaving a balance of $25,405.58.
Okay, thank you. Secretary's report.
And no report, Mr. Chairman. We'll just cover it under new business.
Okay. Let's have committee reports. Health Department. Back again,
Sure.
Bill.
Yeah. So for March, we had a total rainfall of 2.80. Last year, we had 3.21 inches. Historically, 4.15. So a little bit down this past month. We had two closures on March 9th and again on March 24th due to rainfall. And we had two bypasses. The first occurred on March 8th, the second on March 16th. And that was it.
Okay, thank you. We don't have anyone from wastewater treatment. Water quality, Joe?
Hi, we just had a meeting and in essence, Chris Malik, who used to attend our meetings from DEEP, is no longer working for DEEP. He retired. And when I called Eric Bedan, his supervisor, he said they do not plan at the moment to have anybody available to represent DEP with us. We also had Louise Washer present, as well as Jeff Stedman, on the potential for a grant to expand the south end of Vets Park for shellfish. And they're in the process now of taking a look at the grants and what's available. I don't see Jeff on here, but in conversation with him, he said he spoke to the head of the Department of Aquaculture, and he's in favor of it, and he's on board. And the grant is a large grant, and what it initially will do is provide for engineering to come in and take a look at it and say, this is what we can do and this is what we can't. And then Diane Lauricello sent out a report, sent out 3 links that she felt was important. And the one link is the draft report of 164 pages for Norwalk. And this is on the development of MS4 permits. And they invite public comment, but they don't tell you who to respond to. So I responded to the head of the Department of Public Works, because I think that's, correct me if I'm wrong, but Bill, I think that's where the report emanated from. And pardon?
That is accurate.
Yeah. And it might be worth each one of you taking a look at that. If you want a copy of it, send me an email and I'll send you the copy of it. And that's about it.
Okay, thanks, Joe. Permits, I dropped permits off at Fisherman's World, I think last month. And permits and maps, so they're all set. And we're looking for new members so we can have another treasurer. We got 2 people eventually. We still got Joe for now, but Wish he'd stay, but he's gotta move. How about police? Anybody from the police here? Nope. Okay, harbor management. Who's gonna talk for them? No one's here for harbor management?
John's on mute, I think.
Yeah, other than what was stated earlier, where we're part of a team looking for grants for the shellfish restoration, which I think you guys will probably talk about anyway. And, plantings along the south side of Vets Park. And we're gonna be looking for a grant that'll be a combination thereof to ultimately see what's feasible about that can be done with both those different projects combined.
Oh,
And-
okay.
And with the chairman's permission, I think maybe we could just expand on this now.
Yeah, I
Um,
think we should.
Yeah, so I think it's important for us as the Shellfish Commission and hopefully with our sister commission over at Harbor that we stress the intertidal and especially the subtidal nature of a desirable project in the South Vets Park area that I feel that it might be the opinion of this commission to focus this effort as a rookery essentially for shellfish, sperm, eggs, and gametes to populate the beds waterward. It would be nice to have nice looking Spartina, certainly support that, but not only that, this has to be substantive and real and hopefully repopulate those parts of the inner harbor that were once harvestable just a generation ago. So thank you, John, for your comments in that regard.
Weren't we talking about writing a letter, getting together and write a letter to aquaculture on it?
Jeff is working with aquaculture.
Okay,
Aquaculture is going to give him kind of like a heads up and the right way to go for this grant. And the city of Norwalk is working on it as well. Just that we want to be involved with it and putting it all together. Obviously, in this particular case, if it's going to be for this particular venture, the city should be the conduit of putting out the RFP and scope of work and control the project and the cash flow moving forward. But Harbor and Shellfish should be obviously involved with the input to what ultimately the goal will be at the end of the day. And Louise is weighing in, rightfully so, for the coastline with the Spartina and making sure that the right, grasses are put there from an erosion standpoint. And, there's a lot of work to be done because they have to do core samples. Because one of the conversations that we had, and you might have been on that call, Pete,
yeah,
was a possibility of leaching contaminants into those mud flats. And they have to do some coring there and do some studies to see if it's really appropriate at the end of the day. It looks like it will work from a functional standpoint, but you wouldn't want to, in a deeper below the surface scenario, have something that's contaminated, permeating into the other beds.
yeah, because that used to be the dump
Right.
many, many years before our time.
No, I remember it. Remember it.
I remember filling it with made of molten, and when they dredged the channel, they did it all in there. They pumped it all in there.
Remember going crabbing across from Overton's Pete
Definitely.
when we were kids? Yeah.
Yeah. Did a lot of things you can't do now, bearing around. Okay, let's make a motion to accept the committee reports.
Make a motion to accept committee reports.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, okay, let's go with old business. I guess the Shellfish boat's doing pretty good. I'm surprised. I wish Bruce was here, but we'll invite him for the next meeting. And we were talking about Dick and the water testing. I guess he's going along pretty good. So let's go with new business. Steve?
So, Bill, would you like to just reiterate what you said at the beginning of the meeting, just for legalistic purposes with respect to votes on the proposals that we have tonight?
Sure. Because of the expiration of some of the members and several have not been sworn in, Corp Council recommended that we hold no votes this evening to make sure that everything is done correctly. So
I think under the chairman's prerogative as a secretary, I can make some communications on these applications with the proviso that the Shellfish Commission reserves the right to comment when they go to full application. Would that be acceptable?
I would think so, yes. I mean, as we're continuing
We just can't vote, right?
Yeah. So quickly then.
business, as long as we're not holding a vote on it, I think that'd be just fine.
Okay, thanks, Bill. Thank you. So there are three. There's a 72 Shorefront Park, which joins the Spindle family of pier, ramp, and dock combinations that are out there. It's relatively straightforward. I just would recommend our standard language for it. This is from Mr. Hiltz. Also from Mr. Hiltz, there is a 24 Sable, which is a small dock replacement and a seawall conversion, converting a rock wall to a stacked log format, which is actually kind of nice in the illustrations, such that the toe of this large seawall will be removed to allow Spartina to recolonize the area. The third one is 9 Rowayton Avenue. And 9 Rowayton Avenue is at the mouth of the 5 Mile River. That's on the east side of the 5 Mile River, and it is a pier, ramp, and float combination. It is in a high impact area for storms. Its sister dock historically on the Darien side has been built, rebuilt many times over the years. And finally was made a very substantial structure with additional riprap to make it feasible. I'd move that it should be this commission's desire to have an engineering study made of that side such that the structure would be adequate so that it wouldn't become a missile upriver or wouldn't have these structures float out into the sound for shellfish bed obstruction. I also think, since it's at the mouth of the river, that there should be provisions to remove the boat and dock itself, essentially on call for storms 365 days a year, and that the positioning of the dock and boat would be subject to the 5 Mile River Commission's harbor superintendent. Any comments on these guys? And they are pretty straightforward. We're behind on them, and despite not being able to vote, I'd really like to just get something out to the state so these can move forward. Again, the proviso that we reserve the right to comment when they go to full application.
Right, we can't vote on it, but I think you can write a letter in favor of what we're going to do, or what we think should be done.
I will do so.
Okay, you can't vote on anything, but that should be about it. And I think, I don't know who needs to come up. Me, I think it is.
Two of you.
Who are the
Isn't it
people that
you?
are, huh?
It's you and
Yeah,
Nick, isn't it, Steve?
And me, yeah.
Yes, Dick, Pete, and Steve.
Oh, okay,
So check your email. I mean, depending on when she sent it out, I did receive a notification from Ms. Dixon that I am re-up. for another term. So check your email. That
Yeah,
being said,
I haven't seen it in mine, so I will.
yeah, so me, you, and Nick will need to get to City Hall between now and the next meeting so we can vote on our, for May.
Yeah. Who do we see?
Irene Dixon.
Okay, we don't see the other one we used to see.
Yeah, I got an email
Retired.
from her.
She retired, yeah.
Been retired 10 years ago.
No, she didn't.
You should have.
No, she was very nice. I liked her. You just didn't like her because you didn't get along with her.
I get along with everybody.
Yeah. Okay, make a motion to adjourn?
We have Mr.
Motion.
Kramer. I never want to let Captain Kramer go here. Anything
Oh.
for the record, sir?
Hey, Nick, are you in Florida?
I'm still here. Yep.
Oh, okay. Just want to make sure.
Yeah, I'll be back. I'll be back this week, and then I got an email from Irene that to extend, and I got to go down and see her get sworn in again.
Hey, Bill, I got a question for you. Now that City Hall is open, I mean, do people prefer the Zoom or they want to go live again? What's going on with that?
Well, I'm thinking about resuming in person maybe for a June meeting. The only issue might be is that if people want to do a Zoom, we don't have the ability to do that at the health department, the technical ability. So I want to try and work out a couple of things between now and June. So if that people want to be able to attend, we assume that we have the ability to be able to entertain that option. So, but I am looking to do in person for June.
May 5th is our next meeting, but Third Taxing District is already meeting in person.
So I prefer in person if I can make it, but I strongly advocate for hybrid meetings.
Yeah, both. Combination.
So, and because of that, I'm going to need to do a little bit of legwork to see if we can't do it here, we may have to do it. Also,
Okay.
So one more bit of old business, and I frankly forgot. I just want to make public. So I have finally gotten through to someone with Deep who is helping with respect to the Norwalk Yacht Club filtration situation. His name is Jim Creighton. He is checking with his inspection staff to find the status and will return to me. He believes that there may not have been an inspection for about 5 years. So there is no current data, but more about that next month.
About their holding tanks or whatever they call it.
Yeah, that Brita filter, essentially.
Yeah. So. Okay, anything else?
Joe Schnurline, real quiet tonight. There you go. You got a smile out of you.
Okay,
Take care, all.
guys,
Bye-bye,
be
guys.
good. Nice seeing yous.
Jimmy, be good. Joey, bye-bye.
Good night, everyone.
Will,
See you the 5th of May.
John, 5th of May.